Oh no. Don't say that at me. What do you mean disaster tea and revelations? No Oxford comma. Death. Jail. Jail for 1,000 years. Oh. I forgot about you two. I remembered about you two for a little bit at one point, and then I forgot about... Is that a fish? Oh, right. You two have friendship bracelets with the whale. I mean, the whale doesn't also... Well, the whale could have a friendship bracelet, and actually that would be pretty fucking sick, but I don't think that that's what happened. Welcome back. It's been a while. Hold your enthusiasm, innkeeper. We bring tales of disaster. Oh. Well, I mean, I don't mind a little disaster in my tales. After all, you tell them so well. Also, there's been plenty of disaster around, so it wouldn't be the first one that I'm hearing.
I think that it was just this for this guy. She really does.
As do you, Clay.
Thank you. I hope that my stories are as good as your drinks.
They are to me. Speaking of which, can I offer you a drink in exchange for a little insight into your disasters?
That'd be great.
Something that feels strong and magic-y, right?
You remembered. Yeah, that one, please.
Coming right up. If Clay and Iniko are ever on the screen at the same time, I will have to shoot myself. Oh, cursed coffee! I could do that, I suppose. I don't think that I will, though. I think that this would be bad for you. I think that you would have a poor reaction to that, and I think that this is the perfect drink for you. And why mess with perfection? You know? This? No. God, I was looking at that pepper and now I'm really craving something spicy. Later. Something tasty and strong, but hopefully not disastrous. That would have been the coffee. Not this, though.
Very tasty, very strong. You've really got the best drinks around.
Happy to hear that, Clay. Tia, you're bursting at the seams. How are the archives?
Fun!
Oh, were they?
Mayhaps. The bleak stalkers were...
Bleak?
Cute.
Oh, cute. Wait, like they were cute or my joke was cute? It's still storming. I thought that it was different. I thought that it was a little moon over in the bottle of weather. Not the case.
Jane told us where to find the entrance to the archives. But when we got there, we found it surrounded by bleak stalkers. They were quite numerous. And so... shaped.
Huh? What? Are you about to tell me that... I'm just gonna continue.
I decided to out.
We're not even gonna address it, actually. Okay, wait, what did she mean by that? Did she mean that they're sexy? What are you talking about? Huh? What? I can't believe that we're not going back to that. I can't believe that we're not addressing that. What do you mean, shaped? What do you mean, shaped? Huh?
I decided to ask them if they could let us through. And I thought that he might need some help with that. So I called on your honey flowers and I extended my divine light to him.
It made him glow softly, and they all flocked to him like moths to a gentle flame. Did you know that they have velvet wings they can fold into their bodies? Huh? What do these things look like? I'm so confused. Every fucking descriptor that I've heard of them is insane. What are they? I thought that they were gonna be like when you hear bleak stalkers, I was imagining like the fucking shit, what are they called? From Skyrim. I played that game for a total of maybe 5 hours. I don't fucking remember. It doesn't matter. Like fucking dead things though. Like re-deads. What are we talking about here?
They were like so cuddly and showed off their crawling skills in exchange for carrots.
What? I'm so confused. What the fuck are you talking about?
I asked them if they'd like to be our tour guides and they were like so excited. They'd never been tour guides before, and at first they thought that it would involve eating people.
I might have acted a bit standoffish when trying to correct their misconception. Clay was able to convey the message much better. He's very good at explaining things. Yeah, I think that he really gets people. And that helps him meet them where they're at.
I try to. Everyone has their own way of understanding things, and I think that that's beautiful.
I envy your empathetic approach to life, Clay.
Thank you, but like you've got your own strengths. Like how you're a master of strategy, and like how you're so good at making people feel safe.
I suppose that we make a great team. Yeah, so cool. Can we stop the circle jerk now?
We made a great team with the Bleak Stalkers also. They led us right inside the archives, which were huge.
Large parts of the Everbloom had collapsed, but even the explorable sections were unbelievably spacious. We had no time for a proper tour, unfortunately. We had to make it back in time for the barbecue, after all. That meant that we had to be efficient during our search. Though we did take a break to admire the artist's hall the creatures excitedly led us to. We found abandoned pottery equipment that distracted us a little too much. Using more time than was perhaps appropriate, we molded tiny versions of the little critters as a gift to them.
Oh my god, they loved them.
Afterwards, we split up to cover more ground. Each of us was guided by a group of bleak stalkers.
Dangerous choice, that's when the monsters will get you.
That's what Clay did. That's what Clay said. So I enchanted the friendship bracelets. That way we would always sense in which direction the other person was located. So neither of us would get lost.
It was like so smart.
It was very useful. I see you kept yours on. I did.
They really helped with navigating around the archives too. It's like a beautiful place, you know? I mean, everything's overgrown with vines or withered and like full of termites. But we could still tell how much care had gone into building it. Some of the tree branches still had leaves on them. And I saw a couple of stubborn lotus daisies trying to break through around the rocks. I taught the bleak stalkers how to water them. They loved drinking out of the watering can, but they also enjoyed sharing their water with the lotus daisies. Hopefully they'll grow stronger again soon.
What a shame all the effort that went into building the archives was for nothing.
But it wasn't. It meant something to someone once. And I could still feel that love in it, even during our visit. So maybe it'll even bloom again. It's called the Everbloom, right? Like forever. I wonder who named it. We should go back sometime and see if we can find any information about the archivists. I bet they knew some great drinking games.
Perhaps we should honor their contributions by studying the knowledge they left behind.
Why not both? They should be people first and symbols second.
Yes. I guess that both could work too. Good idea, Clay. So what else did you find in the archives? Besides friends and the beauty and horrors of time, I mean?
I got a little distracted when I asked our new friends to point me towards the cooking section. It was like so vast. I found so many new bread recipes that I can't wait to try out. I also found something for you! For me! For you! A recipe from a book on mixology. First I thought about taking the whole thing along, but it was like a giant tome and the bleak stalkers were so attached to it. So I ripped out the page that looked the most interesting.
We thought that it would fit your repertoire.
I think that it does. Thank you so much. Finally another dexterity drink. This one looks spooky.
The last whisper stealths itself into your heart, provides a boost to strength and speed, has a tough, if somewhat bitter, aftertaste that will awaken your senses. Sometimes all you need is the right balance between elegance and brute force, and the correct translation of an ancient recipe.
Wow. Cool. I love that.
Wait. Oh, that's the cursed coffee. I didn't recognize the cup itself. I've only kind of, like, when I've looked at it, I've really just looked at this little ghost. It's funny. Thank you. As for me, I asked them to lead me towards dangerous knowledge and soon found myself hidden in a hidden study. The bleak stalkers didn't want to go inside, like they were scared of its contents. So I rewarded them with some treats and ventured inside alone. Are they dogs? What? Sounds like you got along with them rather well. I grew quite attached. Perhaps I would even call them my favorite animals.
That means that we solved your favorite animal quest. Oh my god.
We did. They almost made me want to stay and waste more time. Isn't that strange? Not in the slightest. Time well spent is time never wasted. Perhaps you're right. Anyhow, the study was a complete mess, full of scriptures, scrolls, written ramblings that would be forbidden these days. A little exciting. And worrying. The papers I was able to translate spoke of the apocalypse, of the end of it all. There was research on the roots of the ether tree and how to unbind them, written with shaking hands and fading ink. Was this more the scholarly or mad scientist type of research? Hard to tell. The lines tend to blur with blasphemy.
Do you know a lot about the ether tree? Cause Tia gave me like a whole presentation about it.
I wouldn't mind a refresher.
It's a giant tree. Did you know that? It's a fucking tree, dude.
Good start.
A world tree, and that means that our world rests on it, in it, around it. Somewhere.
In it, mostly. Well, depends on who you ask.
The dragons guard the tree. Because they created it? Maybe? I don't know, but definitely because they like care for us. They're some big goopers. And since we live in it, it should keep existing as it does now. Because like no one wants their house to crumble, right? Whoa, a lot of people would get hurt if something happened to everyone's home, dude.
Even a big guy like him needs a bit of encouragement and positive reinforcement sometimes. I think he and Miss Anwar are definitely a good team. They even have matching friendship bracelets, and now they just have to wear them. Clay also loves good food and will never want to miss a delicious barbecue. Fable's not even back yet. This barbecue isn't even gonna happen. That's true, but luckily for us, damaging the ether tree isn't even possible. Probably. It's like so much larger than we could ever imagine. To us, it's like more of a concept than a tree. And the dragons defend it. Despite their oath of neutrality, they're no easy foes. There is one way. The sigils of Alcahest. The what? The sigils of Alcahest. No, I heard you. What? They're the key to destroying the ether tree, according to the scrolls I studied under the archive's candlelight. Are they some sort of spell? More of a manual to a self-fulfilling prophecy. A way of breaking the cosmos in accordance with its own rules. For the tree to crumble, its foundation must be fractured. The 5 sigils of Alcahest represent the 5 dragons, each of which must be damaged to topple our world's balance. Only then can our cosmos reshape itself. The scrolls spoke of experiments for creating a sigil, unsuccessful experiments. Well, that's reassuring. Not quite. They were only unsuccessful back then. Next to the notes of old that I found with others, written on cleaner, newer parchment with unfaded ink. Much of it was incomprehensible, written in languages I've never seen before. But various sketches of whales caught my eye, as did altered frostbite scrolls. Yeah, that sounds unsettlingly familiar. I fear that the star fall broke a sigil. By ripping holes in Cassiopeia's wings, it destabilized her flight. If she's damaged any further, time could be sent into disarray. Meanwhile, the tsunami, like I heard, didn't just plague the archives. The waves broke down the barriers between the Primordial Sea and the Twilight Chasm in ways never seen before. So, that's, 2 broken sigils, huh? Well, 2 out of 5 is still not a passing grade, so, I mean, yeah, that's not good. What an incredible understatement. To witness one such sigil fracture would be anxiety-inducing enough, but I mean, they've still got 3 to go. We're fine. Knowing it's happened to 2 is not great. It's not 2, it's 3. What? Wait. 3? Alongside the notes, I found an old map with fresh markings. All the names were outdated, but the intention was clear. Marked were the 5 interplanar portals. 30 years ago, their sudden appearance tore fissures into Gaia. I believe that they were the first sigil. Oh. Shit.
It's like bad, right?
Yeah, very. Who could have done this? I don't know, and why of all things? If the ether tree collapsed or even shifted from its perfect balance, the destruction would end us all.
Who would want that, though?
I mean, it's at this point probably not natural. Like, 2 is a coincidence, 3 is a pattern. No one thinking rationally for sure.
I mean, they might have a good reason for it. Maybe we can, like, talk them out of it.
I doubt it. Me too. Whoever it may be that's causing this, they only have 2 sigils left. Would be pretty bad, right? Don't they say that waking the Elder Dragon will start the apocalypse? They do.
I feel like there's too many ways to start the apocalypse, dude.
Maybe they're all connected, and waking will break the last sigil. Although, I'd like to think that breaking all the sigils is indeed impossible. Because it's impossible to reach Tuat in the spirit realm, right? It's not exactly impossible. I mean, dead people can get there, right? And can make it to the spirit dragon via the astral sea at the dawn of the dying moon.
Oh fuck, that's in 5 days, right?
Yes, but worry not. To reach such a specific location within the astral realm, very specific rituals are necessary. Kaia's portal to Cassiopeia is indispensable. Said portal is located in and safely protected by the Aperture, the stronghold of the Order of the Starlight. And its rituals must be performed with outstanding accuracy to withstand the treacherous astral currents. Only the highest-ranking members of the Order are privy to this knowledge. And I guarantee you, all of us would rather die than aid in the destruction of this world. If the rest of them are half as stubborn as you are, I think we're fine. Exactly. That's good then. The rest is worse. What's bad is we don't know who's behind this. Or why, by the dragons in the endless horizon, anyone would desire something so vile. I can already sense your next quest. But can I offer you a drink first? Your throat must be dry from all that exposition. I wouldn't say no to a drink. Perhaps something that will keep my mind intact, defended from lunacy. Feel like I'm going mad. Say no more. Hooey. So, I was dying of heat stroke. I think when I recorded yesterday. So I had to stop recording because I was actively dying, I think. Had to stop and turn on the AC. And now, unfortunately, I mean, and by turn on the AC, I mean turn up the AC. My AC, it has not been off since summer started. Well, that's not entirely true. There were a couple of times, but mostly not the case. However, the problem is that now, instead of dying of heat, I am dying of okay, this wasn't a quest thing. My throat is dying a little bit. So that's good. That's good, and that's perfect for recording this. And I know what you're thinking. Why the fuck are you recording if your fucking throat is dying? And to that I say, I couldn't stand having half a day in my in the fucking editing. It's killing me. Delicious defense against the absurdity of evil plots. Thank you. This makes me feel a little less conspiratorial. I needed a breather.
You know what else would make for a great breather? Lungs.
Fable's barbecue.
Exactly.
You're right. That would be quite pleasant right now. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think that barbecue is happening today. Well, it was supposed to happen today? Oh no. Fable hasn't returned from their quest yet.
Oh, what quest are they on?
Finding Melina.
But we just saw Melly on the way here.
Perhaps they found another quest while out. Heroism can be infectious like that. Innkeep, what kind of drink did you mix them? Stop. Stop. Why would you ask me that? No one's ever asked me that. Why would you do that? I didn't. Don't look at me like that.
Maybe we should go look for them.
Maybe so. Yeah, please. No one has seen them in days. I'm gonna throw up. I already feel sick. You shouldn't do this to me. That's illegal. It's illegal, actually. You have to be nice to me while I'm sick. That's the law. And the last things that I said to them would really fucking be shitty if it was the last. For real, for real. Please help. Of course. I'm sure they could slay any monster without us, but some extra hands couldn't hurt.
But you'll have to deliver your apologies yourself.
Yeah, I know that. I wasn't asking you to do that part, you fucking dingus. I will do that, okay? Very well. But first, we must solve our urgent sigil problem. I feel like we're just missing one piece. The anime? Wow, it's been a billion years since I've seen you. A piece of what? Cake? I'd like to order my usual cake, innkeeper. I don't serve cake. I never have. Oh, well, maybe you should. Another delicious delicacy would be. Also, still no blood. Oh. The sorrow that I'm feeling almost equals the grief I felt after the vampire glitter competition of 1389. Oh? I'd run out of glitter. I could serve you one of my usual drinks to alleviate some of the heartache. That would be splendid. I'd like something to enhance my immortal strength. No shopping bag shall hold me back today. I'll see what I can do. Have you named your little slorm? Because you should. And then you should immediately tell me what the name is. Oh, perfect. 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 Excellent. I can finally make this drink. What infusion does it need? This. Put some brain in there. It'd be fun if there was just like crazy witch ingredients. Like brain. And I don't know. I couldn't think of anything else. Got brain on the brain. Here you go. With all the strength of a raging fire. With all the... Hey, wait. Hey, wait. You've picked a weird line in that song to start with. So my brain isn't filling the rest in, and that's really awful. I'm so ashamed. Wait, no. The force of a great typhoon. With all the strength of a raging fire. Mysterious is the dark side of the moon. That's the next line. You really picked the weirdest line to start with. Anyways, now that you're done with that little fucking aside, thank you, dear innkeeper. My blood is boiling with euphoria. That sounds like you should get that checked out. Any particular reason for your shopping trip? What you gonna get? What you gonna buy? A very particular one, dear innkeeper. It is a matter of life and death. Is it a present for Rhea? Oh. I must head out to purchase this wondrous sustenance known as comfort food immediately. Do you know what comfort food is? I haven't the slightest idea. But it is rumored to restore you mortals back to full health. I'm afraid Rhea will perish should she not receive it. So it is a present for Rhea. I was technically still right. That sounds serious. Has she fallen ill? Does she want soup? A fatal case of something that she called being in the zone. I assume it's highly dangerous. She's refused to move away from her drawing board for over a year now. What? She even threw me out of the room upstairs when I offered her a blood pellet snack. How will her body handle another year without food? So, I have some good news for you. It hasn't been a year. You guys literally just got here yesterday. That was yesterday? That can't be right. Because like 4 days happened over the span of 30 minutes. And I don't remember seeing either of them during that. But okay, I guess. Oh, how fortunate. And as for your legendary item, you should ask her about it. Generally, everyone has a different idea of what they consider comfort food. But you can't go wrong with soup. It's just about what specific type of soup that you give her. Although, if she's not like a vegetarian or whatever, chicken noodle soup, that's the way to go. How wondrous. Though something tells me that you should give her some time before you go back upstairs to ask. Why? Her patience is on cooldown. I don't think that Rhea is cold. Her room was very well heated. If anything, I think she's a very warm person. Right. Though I suppose she seemed a bit cold when I offered her blood. Yeah, let's give her a little time to warm up again. Very well. I shall remain for a while. And once I have acquired the correct comfort food, I will make sure my friend eats every last bite. Like a vampiric mother hen to her vampiric chick.
Oh shit, I didn't know that there were vampire chickens.
There aren't. Do you know that for certain, though? Yes. I could have sworn that the ones at my family's estate had fangs. Chickens can't develop teeth. And here I had thought that we were comrades in blood hunger.
Chickens are still like so fascinating on their own. Did you know that they have super colorful dreams?
Oh, that's nice.
I once helped a wild hen with her dream journal. I'll introduce you to sometime. My favorite thing about chickens is that they purr when they're happy.
Chickens... Actually, I think I knew this. But it's still reading the word chicken and purring in the same sentence is weird. I'm like, that's not what that do. That's a cat thing. You can't have that. That's not for you. What charming creatures. The more I learn, the more they remind me of vampires. So simple, sweet, and ferocious, yet their origin harbors one of the greatest mysteries of life. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
The egg.
Why? God damn it. I was so happy when Clay answered it because I was like, great. I was afraid that they were going to make me answer this stupid question. And yet... Bro, I don't know. Like... I guess the egg? Because the cell would have had to... Although, if the way that evolution happens... I feel like it would have had to be the chicken first, right? Like some fucking weird dinosaur bird evolved into... Although, but then if that's the case and they like mutated or whatever, then maybe it would have been the egg. I'm too sicky for this conversation, man. You can't get me started on this shit. I don't care. You're not gonna weigh in? I am intellectually withdrawing myself from this conversation. But unlike this unsolved mystery, I do know how vampires were created. Would you mind elaborating? Weren't you intellectually withdrawing? As a cleric of Cassiopeia, humility is a lifelong objective that I strive towards. As such, I must admit when I need to concede words spoken in haste. Which would be now, I suppose. Please, Kyle, if you wouldn't mind expanding on what you just said. Her bravery verges on obsession, but maybe it's just to stroke her own ego. She presumably has never taken a break in her whole life and probably never will. But lately, she seems to be warming up to others. Out of all the cute animals she could have chosen to love, she's particularly fond of bleak stalkers. I really wish that there was a picture of one so I could see what it looks like, because I'm still really confused about, you know, what the deal with those is. I don't think that we got a picture of one. Unless... Nope. Alas. Certainly. It must have been over 5 centuries ago when a scholar stole some of the immortal blood of the dragons. The scholar offered it to Queen Annabeth, who would become the vampire's monarch. I have never heard of Queen Annabeth. I think that was just the plot of a really challenging board game, Kyle. Oh, you're right. So then, Mike was real after all? Mike? Yes, it's all coming back to me now. The first vampire that walked this world was the infamous Mikhail. But most of us just call him Mike. He had a very close connection to the spirit dragon in his domain. Eventually, Mike struck a deal with Tuat. In exchange for guarding the dragon's realm, he would get to live forever. But, didn't work out, I guess. Old Mike didn't read the fine print. Spirit Dragon turned out to be a little bit of a trickster. Tuat turned him into a new form of undead creature, invulnerable to age and disease, but still weak to the blade. Blood was the only thing that he could stomach to consume, and with time, even sunlight became intolerable. Mike was no longer welcome among the living, but the dead didn't want him either. And that's how the first vampire was created. Fascinating. There's so little known about the spirit dragon and his realm. Kyle, just how do you possess knowledge that's considered ancient by today's standards? What knowledge? There's not a thing in this little brain of mine. The knowledge that you just told us about. Well, you see, I stumbled upon it in a grimoire that I bought the other day at the local bookstore. No, that was the vampire romance book that Carolyn recommended to you. Try again. But of course! Dear Evelyn was such a history fanatic. How could I not pick up on a few of her stories? That was one of her favorites. I still dream of her deathly beautiful countenance as she narrated tales until the intruder stopped screaming. She always told the story of our progenitor, Mike, so softly. She would cradle a vial of his blood, and her tone would turn so reverent. A secret to share just with me, she would say. Uh-oh! Oh, shit! I didn't mean to break the last oath between us as well. I'm sure we can help you keep this a secret, right?
A secret between new friends.
If secrecy is how we can repay you for sharing this with us, then so be it. Since you seem to have been very close to her, I wanted to let you know. We traveled past Barrow Castle on our way back. It looked awfully damaged. The destruction looked so fresh, if only we had passed by earlier. Clay even spotted a heavily armored silhouette a short distance away from what remained of the castle walls. We hurried over as quickly as possible, but the shadow was gone by the time we got there. As it was, only rubble remained.
What? Was my dear Evelyn unharmed?
We don't know. The castle looked abandoned, like a ruin.
My Evelyn! What horrid fiend could have inflicted such damage? She must have fought back fiercely. May her opponent suffer twice the damage that they inflicted upon her. What I wouldn't give to know her safe. I think I need to go ask Rhea about her comfort food. Oh no. Despite his short and often fragmented memory, he has extensive knowledge of the origins of all vampires, which could be expected when you're a vampire yourself, I suppose. Even though he still seems to be caught up in his long-lost marriage, he really took a liking to the person who dug him up. Well, let's give him some time to come to terms with what he just learned. I'm sure I'll get a quest about it eventually, maybe. Carolyn! Unionize! Hell yeah! Oh, shit! What quest did you... Oh, right, the undead. Greetings, brave adventurers. Great morrow, innkeeper. Seem to be a few more bones than usual with you, Scully. You observe correctly, my friend. They are wonderful parting gifts, aren't they? Sure are. Care to bring me up to speed, my friend? Nah, you'll survive being left hanging for a few more minutes. What? You're bullying me. I'm being bullied. You want drinks and yet you bully me? This is so mean of you. Patience, young innkeep. Scully's been waiting to tell you this story since we left the Pale Woods. I will try to compose myself. This tale deserves the cracking of every last one of my rhetorical knuckles. Let us recount our tale properly, Dame Carolyn. Hang on. I think I could go for one of your drinks first. After you bullied me, I don't know. Something to keep my strength up. Didn't get to flex my muscles much during our quest. Good one might net you a story. Well, fine. If you insist. I don't think that anyone but Kyle should have the cursed coffee if we're being 100% honest. Charisma, dexterity. Yes. Beep. Beep. No, I was just about to pat you, you stupid dingus. Can't believe that you've done this. Can't believe that you've done this. A great drink for a great story. Or not. Aren't you lucky? What? I'd like to think luck has nothing to do with it. If you're talking about me making drinks, that's not luck. Perhaps not. Might have something else to cheer you up. Oh? Melly's back! Everybody celebrate! But also Fable's still gone. Please help go find them. Oh! Relieved. Like a gray sword's been lifted off my shoulders. Is she alright? Hold. Who would have thought that such a fearless warrior never learned how to swim? But I'm sure her newly found family will teach her eventually. Seems like the lone wolf is not so lonely after all. Carolyn definitely lives up to her Baba's heritage, even if she herself doesn't see it yet. Yeah, although you might prefer to see for yourself. She and her assistant left me their address to give you. Who the fuck are you talking about? You know. Right, got it. Only one person would fit such an uninspired name. That's what I'm saying. But also it doesn't fit him at all. They better apologize to Melly or else. You'll have to find out the details yourself. Just don't keep them waiting too long. Don't need to tell me that. Fable isn't back then. No. Sure are taking their time. Feel like looking for them yet? No, they're capable. What? Just my patience is starting to wear thin. You had some to begin with? You're pretty chatty for someone within gray sword distance. Well, try it. Do it, you won't. Can I interest you in one of my drinks as well, Scully? With an offer like that, my friend, how can a skeleton say no? Perhaps something to enhance my aura. I would like to do the proclamation of this tale proper justice. Okay. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Wait. I need an infusion for this, don't I? I don't know why I expected that to pour like a fucking liquid. Stupid. This is what happens. Like, honestly, my throat is feeling better, thankfully, due to all of the easier voices. But brain not keeping up. Please enjoy. Oh my. They say manners maketh man, but this drink alone has invigorated me plenty. I can almost feel the warmth of flesh on my bones again. Oh, that sounds unsettling. Like, not for me, but for you. A pleasure to be of service? Our quest was confusing. Inspiring! My favorite flavor of quest. Not enough fighting in my opinion. Feel like my muscles were wasting away on the way back here. But the most important muscle of all received a superb workout. The brain. Metaphorically for me, of course. You know, I've been wondering about that. No. We're not even gonna get started on that topic. I do have to agree, my friend. Let's not get distracted. Though I would be delighted to share my theories with you, innkeeper. Let me know when you have an hour to spare, or 5. This thing just threw some shit across the room. I saw it happen. Now, back to the task at hand. We started by making our way westwards, though our progress was slow. Complications? Yes, quite a few. Oh god, this is a frightening new animation for you. Before embarking on this journey, I was woefully ignorant about the plight of the Fesson farmers. The less than ideal weather conditions. A flood that ruined a lot of crops. And now this pesky undead problem. I was stricken with empathy for their struggle. The least we could have done was offer up our means of transportation for any soul looking for a better life further north. So we switched carriages 3 times. By the 3rd time, we'd gotten so far off course it took us a whole day just to get back on track, on foot. But once our hike was over, we did get to spend a wonderful afternoon with Dame Carolyn's cousin, Lady Danica. That was nice, I guess. Cousin with the undead snail problem, right? Did you manage to liven up that garden for her? Sure did. Just had to set out some cabbages to lead them somewhere we wouldn't be damaging any crops, and with just one magnificent strike. Truly a sight to behold. It was just some undead snails. No need to have gotten so excited. To match the excitement, Lady Danica served us some positively delightful cups of tea. Better than any accompanying finger sandwiches were some new facts I had gleaned from observing the snails. Even lacking souls, they still displayed some pack behavior. They acted nothing like real animals, of course, but somehow I was struck with empathy for their plight. To unconsciously seek out a manner of instinctual action, despite the lack of anything to grant them a conscious objective. Is there a more transparent yearning for purpose than that? Oh, my apologies. Appears what they say about old age is true. You can't help but philosophize. You couldn't help but relate. In a way. One can't help but wonder whether any choice I make is truly my own, or just a post-mortem reflex of these old bones. Perhaps even my thirst for knowledge. And yet your enjoyment of it seems genuine. But truly, innkeeper, you have a way with words. Just lots of experience. Though that may be, my worries seem rather foolish now. I count myself as quite fortuitous that despite all my memory lacks, I can delight in learning it all again. Does it really matter, then, where such an urge comes from? Anyhow, my apologies, Dame Carolyn. I completely derailed our epic tale. Allow me to make up for it by continuing post-haste. We departed after that lovely cup of tea and finally headed for the Pale Woods. Lady Danica provided us with a cart and a trusty steed, cow with the most lovely temperament. Her name's Lisa-Lot. I made sure to greet the gentleman that passed us on our way to the woods. What magnificent shadow armor he was wearing. People keep mentioning this. Something about it felt oddly familiar. Perhaps it was only my hope that we would look at just as gallant after our quest. Lancelot valiantly took us to the edge of the forest, where maliciousness permeated the very air that we breathed. What he means is it fucking stank real bad. We left Lancelot there. Oh no, wait, what's happening to this accent? Wait, there it is, I found it. We left Lancelot there. Sparing her the stench seemed like the right thing to do. And forth we ventured. Didn't take a long time to find what we were looking for. That place was crawling with them, which also explained the shitty smell. For some reason, the miasma didn't seem to bother me that much. Well, you see, it might be because of the lack of a nose. Oh, of course. Anyways, there was a veritable horde before us. An army of undead creatures shambling their way through the forest. One gnawed tree at a time. They were awfully interested in those trees, it's true. Somehow my brain mixed up all the words of that one. I was itching to tear into them. But remembering the plan, I stepped back with a hand on my greatsword. The crucial part of a successful negotiation is that you don't go into it blind, and so we observed. The undead creatures were displaying similar patterns to those snails. They weren't just stumbling around senselessly. They seemed to be following a pack leader. A representative! Ah, the Union! I see now where this is going. That simplified things considerably. My first course of action was clear. I let Dame Carolyn know of my intentions. Seemed reasonable enough. While I circled the group to get to the leader at the front, she remained hidden in the shadows of the thicket. I walked up to the leader, another skeleton, making sure I displayed an open and respectful disposition. Suppose they were not open and respectful in return? Nope. Before I could even react, the skeleton had bitten down on Scully's arm. Agony! Is what I would have said if I hadn't been protected by my frost armor and your excellent drink mixing skills. Always glad to hear my drinks are protecting my clients on their quests. I really wish that we would have made fable wine. My friend, your drinks are astonishingly potent. Maybe too potent. As soon as the undead creature bit down, their teeth shattered upon impact. The leader recoiled immediately. All the others surrounding us froze. Their leader fell to the ground, cradling their face with their hands. Curiously, when they regained composure, their expression was filled with joy. Still no idea how you can read an expression on a skull. They were actually quite expressive for a skeleton, I'll have you know. You see, it's about the vibes. Sounds like some of your usual bullshit. This time I'm almost willing to believe you. Excuse me, but what exactly are you talking about with these vibes, my friends? Have fun explaining that one. Well, I guess you can kind of think of them as like aura that someone gives off. Fascinating. That sounds quite powerful. Could one harvest them like magic? So let's get back to the story. The teeth shattering was quite worrying. It made me re-examine the bite marks on the trees around us. Peculiarly, the bite marks here were quite a bit more shallow than what we had seen in other parts of the forest. There's a gnat that's going to fly into my eyeball at some point, and it's going to be terribly uncomfortable. Which means all those undead creatures had severe dental issues. Where is the health care? The leader was so happy because the frost armor's chill was dulling their pain. The others' teeth were also in truly poor condition. Looking at their behavior, that seemed to be causing them severe pain. Coupled with their hunger for trees, became a never-ending cycle of suffering. It should have never gotten so bad. I asked them why they hadn't reported the issue to their necromancer. It was clearly starting to impact the fulfillment of their objective.
That got them really heated. They tried to rip Scully apart again.
But Dame Kaelin skillfully resolved the situation with a bit of intimidation. It turns out they didn't even have dental. Can you believe that?
Carolyn? I'm with Scully on this one. They had no benefits. Nothing. They were just expected to be quiet and follow orders. That doesn't sound right to me.
It's a scam. That's what it is. No sick leave, no compensation, no PTO. I still haven't. I think PTO is a dream that someone fucking just started running their mouth about. I haven't seen that ever in my whole life.
They didn't want to hear it.
We're doing what we love. We don't need any fancy benefits. But you should have seen the state that they were in. They couldn't even take a proper chomp out of the tree's outer bark anymore. What would happen with their teeth deteriorated even further? Their necromancer would replace them with another undead creature in a heartbeat.
That was when Scully really got to him, I think.
The words were just pouring out of my mouth, and I was elated that they were the right ones.
Light reflecting off the frost armor really dazzled him, too.
Any skeleton with their calcium should be able to acquire such armor. They needn't be bound by such a neglectful necromancer. Also, who the hell is out here? Why are they telling them to go eat trees anyways? My apologies. It appears that I somewhat lost my composure just now. You might soon be contacted to host the first UFU gathering, Innkeeper.
Union for the Undead.
UFU 1755. Never forget your roots.
Cool. They're welcome to visit any time.
I think they really want to improve their situation. Most respectably, they promise to leave the Pale Woods alone as well. One of UFU's goals is to find a more sustainable way to deal with their obsession eventually.
They're heading for their necromancer now. A bunch of demands to settle.
They graced us with a great deal of parting gifts before we left. We got the hallux that broke off of one of them when they attacked Dame Kaelin. Their leader gave me the teeth that we couldn't put back into their skull. Oh, and this eyeball. I'm overjoyed that we managed to resolve our quest in a peaceful manner.
Can't deny your resolution was pretty effective. Good to know you're both happy with how it ended. Those are the outcomes I most enjoy hearing about from my patrons.
Oh, but we did get you something else as well, Innkeeper.
Right. Here. Trees look really chewed on. And dead. But the berries seemed like they were thriving. They're the ones Elfie was going on about. Not like they're here to appreciate them now, but guess you can have them. Just set some aside to make Fable a drink when they're back. Sounds fair. Hold on.
Ghostberry invisibility.
Excellent. Nearly translucent, only grow deep within the moon swamp for a few months every year. Safe to eat but sour to taste. Also, while I was plucking the berries, the spirits of the trees gave us a little keepsake. Because they were so glad that we stopped all that on. Sadly, I don't have any storage space left in my hat. So we wanted you to have it as well. Now we can always indulge in sweet memories whenever we visit. Oh my god, this window is so beautiful! That's the best window that I have in this whole building. That's the greatest window now. Thank you very much. Scully, you ever thought about becoming an advocate for this kind of stuff? Not that I can usually stand them, but you seem to really care about all this. Oh no, I'm but a mere heap of bones, here to learn all I can. But it is a gentleman's way to speak out when evil is committed in front of you. So I don't suppose I'll stop doing that anytime soon. Sounds good to me. Still wonder what all those undead creatures were doing there. No idea. We didn't ask. Hunger? Seemed to be heading north before we talked to them. Maybe they were searching for more trees? The Pale Woods is one of the largest forests in Visoa. I don't see a reason for them to leave the area before it was barren. Unless they were ordered to. Don't they typically come with a necromancer attached? Isn't that who you told them to go and fucking complain to? You don't suppose that gentleman we encountered outside the woods could have been that very necromancer? I don't think farmers wear armor like what you described. But also, I don't know about necromancers wearing a shit ton of armor either. If only I had known what a dastardly negligent necromancer they were, I would never have offered that greeting. Fuck. Just realized where they could have been heading. It's true there are many woods around here that compare to the Pale Woods. But that giant root in the capital must look pretty good to some tree-obsessed undeads. Might be tons more headed there even now. Fuck indeed. Well,
Just to clarify, you believe hordes of undead creatures are marching towards the capital?
well, towards the roots would be my guess.
I see. They're heading towards Temis to gnaw at the divine roots, as if to...
Fell the aether tree?
Precisely. Not that such an action alone could destroy the whole thing, but it would certainly do some damage.
What in the fucking hell are you talking about?
As I just stated, someone is trying to destroy the Aether Tree. The starfall, the primordial flood, even the interplanar portals, it's all a part of a big plot. Was that not clear?
No.
Oh my, that's awful.
And insane, if true. Is it working?
Unfortunately so. Do you see stars in the night sky?
I mean, there's one.
There used to be more. And we don't know who's behind it yet either.
Well, Carolyn, Mr. Scully, the gentle person that you greeted outside the woods, you thought that he might be a necromancer?
He certainly bore the armor of one. Oh, I guess they wear armor now, okay.
I don't know, did he seem like he wanted to kill everybody?
I mean, not particularly, though it can be hard to tell sometimes. Politeness and the desire for homicide are not mutually exclusive, even a little bit.
Necromancers resurrect dead things to make undead creatures.
Indeed they do. Oh no. Uh-oh, I see where this is going. Oh fuck.
So, like, Scully, you were resurrected, right? I mean, do you remember anything about it?
Well, I admit, at first I recalled very little from the start of my new life. I mostly stumbled about trying to remember my manners. But my memories, or rather, the memories of my body, which I suppose are also my memories, have been getting clearer lately. God dang it. Where are you? He's very interested in studying other undead since he came back conscious instead of being a lifeless puppet, trying to strike up a conversation with other zombies and even unionized with them. Now he's committed to fighting for better working and unliving conditions for the undead. I wonder if this last spot is gonna be this fucking mystery necromancer that I think that we know who gave us this letter. Let me try to focus my thoughts. I believe I awakened in the archives, in the Everbloom.
The Everbloom? Did you encounter any bleak stalkers?
Why, I did indeed. They seemed very hungry for my bones. Such interesting creatures. They remind me of the old intellect wombats. Do those beasts still roam for Sora?
No. What are intellect wombats?
Priorities, Tia. Scully, who woke you up? Gentleman of fine age. Whatever the fuck that means. I believe he was there to do research. I remember candles held over notes scribbled on paper, ink stains on fingertips. He must have found me near my friend's study. I remember I was looking for her when, after I woke up, I simply left. How rude and uninquisitive of me. I should have asked what he was researching. I could have helped.
Be glad you did not aid him. We found his notes. They spoke of the destruction of the universe.
Did the guy from the woods remind you of the one in the archives?
Now that you mention it, I wasn't conscious enough to recognize faces when I rose, but I knew the armor looked familiar. I think I saw it when I first reopened my eyes. Metaphorically, of course. I no longer have eyelids or eyeballs, I think.
A necromancer is behind all this. Is he trying to break the sigils just to get to Tuat, the spirit dragon, and the realm of death?
Sigils? Are you perchance speaking of the sigils of Alcahest? My friend was researching them once. I always thought them a wild figment of her imagination. Well, seems like they're not, unfortunately.
Do necromancers usually want to destroy Tuat?
No, but they do defy his laws of life and death. Perhaps he craves access to all the souls the spirit dragon guards. Or he plans to destroy death once and for all with his perversions.
But, my dears, to destroy Tuat, one must find him first. That in itself would be quite the impossible task, no?
Not exactly. The spirit realm is well protected, but there are ways to get to him.
Wait, Can you kill death?
I don't know, but merely attempting it sounds disastrous.
Miss Anwar, Mr. Moore, Tuat is the god of death. No matter how insane the necromancer, no one possesses a weapon powerful enough to fight a god. Only weapons made by dragons can harm them. We all know that.
You mean like Ur's great axe?
A weapon forged for the dragons by the dragons, meant only for their claws. The axe. It could certainly cut through the barrier between the astral sea and the upper world, if not through Tuat himself.
Would stealing an axe from a dragon count as a sigil?
Alright, y'all lost me again.
I talked about this already. Keep up.
I'll explain later.
It might count as a sigil if it awakens or damages their plane.
Should not be awakened under any circumstances. Nor should their legendary weapon fall into the hands of a mere mortal. My, this is quite concerning.
Yeah. The bad end for this must be simply insane, right? Wild options that you're giving me sometimes.
Yeah, same. This seems like too insane of a plot. Even for some big bad evil guy.
They always seem to be reaching for new heights in their dastardly schemes. If we're correct, this one plans to steal Ur's weapon, break their sigil, and then destroy Tuat. Dragons be with us.
What about the undead creatures marching towards the capital?
They must be a distraction, a way to keep anyone who would interfere off his back.
Quite the dangerous distraction, if you ask me.
These poor husks shouldn't be snacking away at those roots either way, should they?
No.
And those sigils of alcohol zest you keep talking about could do what? Destroy the tree?
The spirit realm rests above all others in the canopy of our world. If what we believe to be this monster's plan succeeds, it will collapse down onto the rest of the ether tree. Not only would that free all dead souls, it would destroy the tree, our home, our cosmos, and everything below it. It would destroy our world as we know it. Not to mention, Tuat might die. I don't think I have to explain to you why death dying would be a bad thing.
But like, again, can he die? Wouldn't risk it.
Though I believe this plot of his has to be somewhat limited, no? Perhaps to the transitional period between the astral moon and the dying moon. Only then would the veil between Cassiopeia and Tuat be thin enough for a ritual of such magnitude to succeed.
Wait, so like what you mean is this can only happen the night between the 35th of Cassiopeia and the 1st of Tuat? It can only work in 4 days. Or next year.
Precisely. Guess you can't have a ritual without unnecessarily complicated rules. It is common courtesy.
Clay, I've been wondering. Remember that man we saw on our way back, near Marrow Castle?
Yeah, do you think that he might have been the same guy?
I do. Strange armor sounds familiar, as does the convenient proximity to destruction. And more so, that blood of the first vampire Kyle spoke of. Part of the ritual to safely traverse the astral sea involves having an associated anchor for your destination. To find Tuat, you need something connected to him.
Like the blood of a vampire eternally bound to him?
Yes, maybe our villain got his hands on it. Perhaps he knows more of Cassiopeia than I anticipated.
All this out of context bullshit is giving me a headache.
Innkeep got another drink to spare to help with all this mess. Something powerful enough to get me through this.
Anything for you, Carolyn. Strong. Gotta get strong. I mean, my new one does also have brain. You know what? Let's just... Oh, the little that berries are little spooky ghosts. Wait. Ghost berries. They're literally ghost berries. I did not look at the picture. I love them. Wow. That's great. Oof. Somehow this day, I thought it was gonna end soon, and then it just kept going. Like, it's cool, but also I'm dying. Put all the strength I have into this drink, which isn't a lot at the moment, but it's something. Enjoy it. Is my cup leaking? Is there a hole in this cup? Oh, it's just falling down the side.
I think you just put parts of my sanity back together. Thanks a lot.
Anytime.
So, this madman, if he can't get the axe, he can't kill the spear dragon, right?
Correct.
Great. Let's stop him from getting the axe then.
A great idea.
I know. Now how do we do that?
Well, the necromancer needs to find it first. For that, he'd have to get to Ur's realm. Thanks to the portals, that's entirely within the realm of possibility. One would simply have to journey through one of the portals to the Twilight Chasm, and then enter the endless caves through the Nightmare Realm.
Yeah, nothing easier than that.
Didn't Millie see some weird new bone way markers near the Twilight Chasm portal in the Moon Swamps? Could they be there to remind someone, say a necromancer, of the way to the portal?
They could.
Good. The moon pools are much easier to reach than Boreas. We should catch the necromancer before he ventures into the chasm, and most certainly before he gets the axe.
Great. Let's go beat his ass.
Hold on. What? What do you mean, what if he's right? What if who's right? The necromancer? What are you talking about? What am I talking about? Before he ventures in the chasm, before he gets to the axe. What? I'm gonna save, just in case. God, it is unfortunate that this is getting really unwieldy. What if you... These are both stupid questions. Why do we become so stupid sometimes? What's up with that? Surely you could have done this in a way that I don't have to pick between two stupid options. What if you don't succeed? Try again? I have faith in you, but it doesn't sound like it. And I didn't want to take the other option because that one was even fucking dumber. He sounds powerful.
How about a backup plan? Hate to say it, but you're not wrong.
Thanks for looking out for us. I guess that's what you were doing.
If we don't manage to stop him from getting the weapon, we stand no chance in a fight against him. Even your divine strikes would be no match, Miss Anwar.
That's true. We would need an incredibly powerful weapon to match his.
Not sure if it's enough, but I do have this sword I got from my baba.
Let me see it. This is remarkable craftsmanship infused with minor divine powers. Incredible. But I'm afraid even this cannot rival the Great Axe in any capacity.
What if it was mixed with dragon fire?
What?
Do you happen to have such a thing on hand, young lad?
No, but I know where we can find some. The ever-burning flame in the Highlands is dragon fire. The one that you wanted to see, Tia. I think now that might be a good time for that.
You're right. Dragonfire merged with Carolyn's blessed sword. It wouldn't be as powerful as the axe, but it might give us a fighting chance. If we had a master craftsman to forge it, that is.
If only we knew Rhea.
Rhea, she's a blacksmith.
Would be great for her competition, I'm sure.
Yeah, my sword would get her first place, no question. I'll make sure to bring that up while trying to convince her. Thanks for the idea.
Very well. I'm sure Mastersmith Frostgrip will be delighted with this opportunity. Having her on our side makes me even more confident that we can stop this necromancer's plans. I have the utmost faith in us. And I know the aperture and its astral portal are well protected even if we should fail. Though I don't believe that we will. Because I know I'm strong enough to best this battle, and that Clay is as well.
And also the others. It's kind of fucked up that you left them out, but yeah.
Yes, the others too.
I'll be honest. I'm not sure if the 4 of you will be enough.
Don't worry, there's literally like 20 people on this fucking cast that I've had to remember the voices for. We can't ask so many people for help. Like you.
What? Me? I'm not one of these people. I mean, you can ask, but I can't leave this building, I think.
I knew we could count on you. You collect everything that we talk about, right?
Well, that makes it sound like I'm a fucking creeper, but I try my best.
Could you write us up 2 quests for all of this?
Why does Theo look so pissed?
I think that we should split our resources so we get the backup plan going at the same time.
Yes. Good idea, young man.
Plus, that'll give us an excuse to have your drinks help us.
Not that you need an excuse, but I appreciate you following my rituals. Also, apparently you do need an excuse because I wouldn't do it for Fable because I'm a stupid, meanie butthole. I'll see what I can do. Should have something written up first thing in the morning. By which I mean I will be doing it right after this, I imagine.
I trust in you as you trust in us.
Oh. You look so pissed when you say that. Deeply?
Yes. Deeply, and with the knowledge that together we're stronger. We'll see you in the morning then. Carolyn, come with us. We owe you a few explanations before we make you do any persuasion work for us.
Got that right. Let's go. I cannot miss out on more possible details. I shall see you in the morning, innkeep.
Thanks for all your help. Let's save the world. Easy peasy, no problem.
Sure, man. Good luck. I thought I had to do 2 quests. Why are there 3 pieces of paper here? Why do you hate me? Oh, we probably have the fucking... this weirdo. Oh, wait. Roots. Fiber tree. Fucking stuff. Rituals. Enemy. Great axe. Great axe. Oh my god, I have so many of these. Undead. Weapon. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, well, I have the undead one. So we'll do that. Great. The Dead Parade. Horde of undead is approaching the capital. Their insatiable hunger for the local flora leads them to the exposed roots of the ether tree. Therefore, to the capital of Temis, since it lies nestled in the safety of the roots. It's a mere distraction, so the necromancer can fulfill his true plan, but the undead still must be stopped before they hunger for flesh once more. Great. Okay, so, greatsword. Weapon forged. Greatsword. Greatsword. Great axe. That's a great axe. That's a different thing. Great axe. Beans. Twilight Chasm. Wait. First flame. Okay. Air of Dragonfire. Only a weapon forged in Dragonfire could ever dream to hold up against the legendary Great Axe of Earth. Luckily, a temple in the Highlands houses the ever-burning flame, ancient gift from the dragons that'll come in handy right about now. What better sword to reshape with this flame than another gift from the Realm Keepers, an heirloom passed down to Carolyn with heroism scorched into its very essence. Oh my god, we're clearing this table. This is so fucking nice. Okay, so this is the bad man. Wondrous Plain. Twilight Chasm. Great Axe. I think that's... But this also has the Great Axe. So is it these 3? I thought that this would have to be part of it, but I guess not. Oh yeah, because this probably goes with that, and then there will be a quest for the big bad enemy. Great Axe. Great Axe. Subterranean caves. Plane of... Yeah, I think I'm overthinking it. Because part of me is like, well, you know, they're talking about the bad guy in this one. In this one. So, like, maybe we have to include this. That's not relevant. Why would they need to know that he likes fucking crepes and armor? Yeah. World calamity is imminent. But there's one last way to save it. The only weapon strong enough to harm Tuat in the Ether Tree is the legendary Great Axe of Her. Personification of evil wants it desperately. First, you must make it through the Twilight Chasm. For that, he needs a portal. Sounds like a good location to stop him, right? Oof. I'm exhausted. On to a snack time.